Start the recording, and we start the streaming, and we push the go live button, and we pray that it all works somehow. And I take off my computer glasses so that y'all don't see them, because right now you see the live thingy for the show, which is happening right here. And maybe. Hi there. It's me again. It's your old friend Tobias. And I didn't drop the backdrops on here. I feel kind of silly about that. But you know, these are the sort of things that happen. Welcome to the See Me Underside of the Troubadork non-commute show. This is the other side of the room that you usually don't see because of the backdrops, which I should have put down, but I was in such an excited hurry to get started, I figured I'd just do it and darn the torpedoes. So the torpedoes have been darned. So this particular non-commute show is going to be a little interesting because I don't know what I'm doing for my last song on the show. I'm going to attempt to do a thing where I'm going to make a live poll, which should hopefully appear on the thingy. And if it doesn't appear on the thingy, just put a comment in as to what you'd like me to do for the last song. I do have some song stuff already in the descriptions because I have 3/4 of a plan. I just don't have the full 4/4 of the plan. You know, 3/4 of a plan, close enough for rock and roll, close enough for folk music, clearly. Oh my goodness, here we are. Week 5 or 6 or 7 or something. It's May. It is May. And it is the 4th of May. So may the 4th be with you and to your lovely family as well. I'm going to say stuff like that because I am, in fact, a giant nerd. Because that's kind of my thing. And if you weren't a giant nerd, you wouldn't be watching this right now, would you? No, you would not. That's okay. So, let me see here. Yes, really. May the 4th be with you and your lovely family as well. You don't want to sell me death sticks. That's not the actual blessing. I don't know. I didn't pay a whole lot of attention. I heard midichlorians and I had to go out and clean the pool, so, you know, there it was. All right, so, songs. I should do a song. I'm going to do a song. I actually know what song I'm going to do, I think. And that is, yes, that one. There. Click the button, Matthew. Tobias, click the button. Clickety button, make the button click. Move the screen, then clickety button. Clickety button, click. There we go. I really enjoyed doing this. I enjoyed doing this one a lot. And as such, it's going to go right into the regular repertoire. And I'm going to see if I can get it right. And get the instrument. Behold the instrument. This is the otter. It's a waterproof ukulele. Which I got from I got secondhand. So I had to stick an amp onto it, a little pickup right here. I don't use a pickup on this show because, well, we're right here. It's not like you guys can't hear me. John Barleycorn to the sea's gone down in a ship both bold and new. The thirstiest lake of Captain Drake and all his loyal crew. To venture brave through wind and wave, the Spaniards for to halt. And though he'll die of Spanish grape, he'll live as English malt. So we'll strike him down and we'll bind him round and we'll serve him worse than that. We'll grind his bones between 2 stones and we'll bung him in a vat. Then we'll drink his health in nut brown ale and we'll raise our glasses high. For before that he can live again, John Barleycorn must die. John Barleycorn to the courting's gone, all dressed in fine array. In pewter clad from toe to head to win a lady gay. Can't move the poetry that he declaims will stand him in good stead. For the ladies there all do declare they love it more than bread. What? So we'll strike him down and we'll bind him round, serve him worse than that. We'll grind his bones between 2 stones and we'll bung him in of that. I'll get it, and we'll drink his health in nut brown ale and we'll raise our glasses high. For before that he can live again, John Barleycorn must die. John Barleycorn's to the hangman gone, and this tale I will unfold. For robbing honest Englishmen of the silver and their gold in a grave unmarked by cross nor stone, John Barleycorn is lain till the summer rains have come and gone, and he rises up again. Well, that seems needlessly messianic. So we'll strike him down, and we'll bind him round, and we'll serve him worse than that. For we'll grind his bones between two stones, and we'll bung him in a vat. Then we'll drink his health in nut brown ale, and we'll raise our glasses high. For before that he can live again, John Barleycorn must die. So we'll strike him down, and we'll serve him worse than that. And we'll grind his bones, and we'll bung him in a vat. Then we'll drink his health in nut brown ale, and we'll raise our glasses high. For before that he can live again, John Barleycorn must die. You know, it's one of those weird things where I want to do the song the way that I want to do it, but I also hear in my head Jolly Beggar doing the song. That's who I learned it from, was Jolly Beggar. I've told some of you all about that. If you were here a couple of shows back, I actually talked about how I learned this basically at the feet, or the knees, because the stage was, that high, of Jolly Beggar. And so I want to do it the way that they do it, but I also kind of want to do it the way that I do it, because I'm not four people singing in close harmony. I'm just an idiot with a ukulele. But I do love this song, and it's a good song. I will continue to work on it, and I'll find my own voice in it fairly soon, I think. My biggest goal is to keep Molly from being so offended that she travels all the way back here from New Zealand just to slap me. So there's that. It's a goal. Yeah, it's good to have goals. It's good to have goals. What am I doing next? I am doing a filk. This is one that is from David Bowie, based on a song by David Bowie, I should say. It is, in fact... This is why I really discovered how much David Bowie loves him some seventh chords. He loves him some seventh chords. But he also loves him some F. I mean, it's all notes that I know except for one that I didn't know, which was this one, which is just a very jazzy thing. But anyway, the song. I met him at the fair. We spoke of where and when. Although he was not there, he comped me as a friend, which came as some surprise. My act never caught his eye. He should have driven home a long, long time ago. Oh no, not me. I never change my clothes. Your face to face with a man who lives at Faire. I laughed and shook his hand and drank from his own flask. Went back to my homeland. Then I knew what I should have asked. I gazed a gazely stare at all the folks at Faire. We should have driven home a long, long time ago. Oh no, not us. We never change our clothes. Your face to face with the folks who live at Faire. Oh no, not me. I never change my clothes. Your face to face with the man who lives at Faire. Not too bad. It was a little wibbly in bits, and I need to trim my thumbnails again because I'm getting that run. Usually what I try to do is I try to do all the picking with the side of my thumb. And if I don't do it right, though, it will catch the thumbnail and it will give it a much more twangy or pluckier thing. And that's my awful technique here actually has some bearing, has a background in the fact that I learned how to play this most of the time during quiet moments at work, because as an IT nerd, my big job is to hang around until something goes horribly wrong and then leap into action. And so I don't smoke, and this burns calories as opposed to dumping calories into my body. So I learned how to play the instrument. So that's where that comes from. All right, let me do a song that I wrote. And I wrote this song because I had done some stuff with Sherwood Forest Fair. And Sherwood has a Celtic festival every year. This year they do. I don't know if they're going to have it this year or not. We are entirely up in the air. We have no idea what's going on. What with all of the COVID-19 stuff and all, and it's just insane and nuts. And I don't want to jinx myself or anybody else, but it's entirely possible that it will or it won't happen because no one can count on anything right now. So, just checking to see if we've got this. Nope, doesn't look like the. Looks like I did try to put up a survey, and the poll is not working at all, and that's okay. Meh, all right. You know, we learn, we grow. But let me do the actual song I want to do here. Let me hop back into where I click on a bunch of things and make that happen. Welcome to technical issues all over the place. You see, they do a Celtic festival at Sherwood Forest every year, and I thought, I ought to write a song for that, because that's my general approach to everything at this point, is I ought to write a song for that. And so this is a song that I wrote specifically for it. And initially, this was a very shouty song. It was a very angry song near the end. It starts off very pretty and then gets very pogish very, very rapidly. If you know who the Pogues are, you understand what I mean. If you don't know who the Pogues are, we have the internet. But it's basically angry and shouty. Like many Irish tunes, it starts in D. I wanted to write an Irish song, a ballad of the bard. I'd never done the like before, but it couldn't be that hard. I said, I'll compose an epic melody and sing sweet as the birds. But I was drunk when I wrote this, and I can't read the words. Fiddly-I-tie-tie, fiddly-I-tie-tie, or something along that line. We'll make it up as we go along, and it'll all work out just fine. We're fine. Now Irish music is a joy, a wonder of the age, and I wanted to chip in and make some money off this rage. I wrote some lovely verses, boys, 'twas harder than you'd think. Then I spilled my beer all over the page and it smudged all the ink. Tooraloo, fiddly-I, and other nonsense words. I'll sing it really lively, that'll satisfy those nerds. Yeah. Not easy. I wrote my songs and took 'em out to a lovely Irish jam. Just sitting with those lovely folks made me happy as a clam. I played and laughed and clapped and drank, we merrily rolled along. But I drank too much before my turn, and I swear all my songs, Father, all the idle doodle, idly doodle dee. No, don't arrest me, officer, I'll go home peacefully. You gotta drink at an Irish fair, right? It's Irish. I was ready for the big time, so I went to an event. I wasn't there about half an hour and me money was all spent. I got a slot up on the stage, was feeling pretty proud. But no one could hear the songs I did, they were all too feckin' loud. Nobody pays attention even at a Celtic fair. Tiddly-I-die-die, tiddly-I-die-die, or something along that line. We'll make it up as we go along, and it'll all work out just fine. The Irish Gibberish song. Still a work in progress, but so much of this is... I don't know if you want to call this a performance or just a heckled rehearsal period, but I kind of enjoy doing it, and y'all seem to enjoy looking at me doing it and staring and pointing and laughing occasionally. Now, let's be really, 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 really frank and honest about this. I have no idea what I'm going to do for the last song. I was working on some things, and I think I might have a handle on them, but I guarantee nothing, because I'm not very good at this. That's the official motto of the Troubadork show. That, and I'm recording this with an iPhone on a $5 tripod I got from Wish that's tacked in my computer, and basically this whole thing could go sideways at any moment. So, let me just grab something then, randomly grab something. I could try the thing. I kind of think I want to do it. I think I might not do it well, but I have been practicing it, and so, by the power of editing, watch this. That's right. I don't have a Chiron guy. I am my Chiron guy. Therefore, that's what I'm going to do. Now, a couple of words about this. This is based off of Paperback Writer by the Beatles, and it has an opening riff, which I have been locked in Mortal Kombat with for what feels like forever. I'm going to make my life even harder. I'm going to tilt this down a little bit so you can actually watch me flail valiantly trying to make this bloody song work. Point and laugh, won't you? I will. Renaissance minstrel, minstrel, minstrel. I pray thee, my Lord, will you hear this song? It took me years to write, but will not take too long. 'Tis based on a sonnet by a man named Kit, and I need a patron, so I long to be a Renaissance minstrel. Renaissance minstrel. 'Tis a noble saga of a wandering knight, and his latest love keeps him up at night. His son's a lowly squire to schlepping swords. 'Tis a steady job, but he longs to be a Renaissance minstrel. Renaissance minstrel. Renaissance minstrel. Minstrel, minstrel. Close enough, 'tis 100 verses, give or take a few. I can write some more in a week or two. I can write in Latin if you like the sound. Said putu susamet, and I long to be a Renaissance minstrel. Renaissance minstrel. If you do enjoy it, I can sing it there. I'm so tired of wandering from fair to fair. If you must return it, give it to the king. He'll just put his name on it and call himself a Renaissance minstrel. Renaissance minstrel. Renaissance minstrel, minstrel. Renaissance minstrel, minstrel. Renaissance minstrel, minstrel. I will get that riff eventually, minstrel. I appear to have broken Relly. Yay! I did a thing! By the way, Relly, and I mean this sincerely, I have absolutely no demands, complaints, or requests of you at this time. Relly works ops at Faire. It's important to say that to the people who work ops at least once, so they've heard it. Because otherwise, Renaissance fairs, other festivals, administrative assistants. Be nice to people. Well, that is 4 songs, and I think we did a reasonable job. There were some hiccups, but this, like I said, I'm not very good at this. I'm doing this because I'm having fun doing it, and hopefully y'all are having fun watching it. So let's go. Yeah, this is my shocked face, says the Relly. So let's go through the credits and get this thing over, get this thing in the can, shall we? So, first and foremost, Do not think you are required to give me money. This is just because everyone else does it, so... and every so often someone loses their mind and sends me cash. I've had 3 magnificent lunatics send me a little money, and all that money has gone back into the show, along with my Patreon dollars, because the Patreon dollars and the tip jar are what's getting me my video equipment now. So the little app that I had to buy for this camera cost me $16. Your Patreon pennies at work. And the cash that I got from Robert and Rick and Emily is sitting until I'm ready to make the next big leap forward in attempting to mask my general technical ineptitude with fancy equipment. So fantastic. Let me see here. I've got some recorded stuff on SoundCloud. SoundCloud.com/Matthew-Laguerre. I will be recording my original songs and putting stuff up, and eventually I'm gonna do a band camp. Don't tell anybody. You can find the old shows at Facebook.com/TobiasTheAdequate, because it's easier than slogging through the interface to try to get to the drop-down menu of the videos by me and not of me, which Facebook in its infinite wisdom wants to organize things that way. You can, of course, find me at Facebook at Facebook.com/TheAdequate. That's my personal page. Tobias the Adequate is the Tobias the Adequate page, and also becoming the Troubadork site, by the way. And, of course, we can get on to the next one here. Carpe Diem Comics is the official emotional support comic shop of the Adequate Podcast, the Troubadork Show, Tobias the Adequate, and all that good stuff. It's your local comics and gaming shop if you're in McKinney, Texas. If you're not in McKinney, Texas, support your local comics and gaming shop. Also, if you don't have a local comics and gaming shop, you could do worse than to go to carpediemcomicsonline.square.site and check out what they've got right there. They do have most of their inventory on the site. If there's something you want that they don't have, drop them a line. They may have it. It may not be in the inventory yet, but they'll be happy to sell it to you. They're good people. They're definitely good people. And today, again, today is not that day. Some of you know what I'm talking about. Now, Patreon.com is how you can support adequacy in your lifetime. It is at Patreon.com/TheAdequate. We got John and Brian and Lorene and Alicia are my 4 mighty Patreon patrons. And basically, it's if you've got $12 a year that you don't need, and you want to throw it at an idiot who's writing songs and making poetry and doing shows like this, well, there's worse things you could do. And I am putting up some preview stuff. I'm putting up some behind-the-scenes stuff on the Patreon site. And, of course, I'm also putting all these bloody shows on the Patreon site, burying them under this wave of continued enforced rehearsal that we're doing right here. I want to thank y'all very much for hanging out with me again this time. I'm always flattered and, frankly, stunned that people do. And I'm even more stunned when I go back into Facebook, because I have a terrible performer's ego and need constant shoring up and reassurance and validation, and see that the number of views on the show increments. Now, I don't know if that's like watching the whole show or just watching 35 seconds and going, yeah, click. But still counts. Still counts. I want to thank you all once again for encouraging my behavior. We'll see you again tomorrow. I'm doing this Monday through Thursday, this week and next week, and then we'll see whether or not my day job wants me to come back in, or if they'll let me continue to work from home. And we'll just carry on this journey that way. If I do wind up going back in, we will try and do this on a more weekly basis, maybe. Everything's up in the air. It's very hard to make plans right now. So you do you. Take care of yourselves, because you're wonderful. Without you, I am an idiot talking into a camera, into the infinite screaming void. And let's be honest about this. If a performer talks to a camera and there's nobody on the other side, is it really performing? Or is it just one long monologue? I don't know. Let's switch over here to the credit tin, because that's the way I do these things. And then we will fade to black so that I can put up the little cards that YouTube likes me to put up. Thank y'all for hanging out. I probably should have ended this earlier, but you know what? I've made a habit of this, so I'm just going to keep doing it this way. Because, hey, it works. Aloha.